Hi guys, it's Alalis and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing off my newest load order. It was requested I do it in, I do a voiceover commentary. I know my voice is a little bit pitchy and for that my bad. Now, this load order was corrected in some places by people who know how to do placements and stuff. I did add a few things after though, I'm not gonna lie. When they mentioned that Stormlord was supposed to go on leveled list, I think it was. So I moved a few things around and instead exchanged Stormlord for the full Old Kingdom. Now, this load order is incredible. I love it. Whiterun looks beautiful. The area outside looks very good. Like it doesn't even look like a 2011 game anymore.
Lady, could you spare a coin?
It's very high fantasy though, so I'm gonna keep that as a note. I mean, this actually looks like the fantasy textures, the fantasy landscape here. Perhaps that's what was supposed to be used with it, with the little mushrooms and stuff of pink. There's Heimsker being racist to everyone who's not a Nord. But that's typical because everyone in Tamriel is racist against each other. There's no exclusion. They're all just racist to each other. Alright, so here's Whiterun. It's on preset 3 with a few altered settings. I think I probably should show it off. So let me do removal effects real quick. So this is it without any presets on it at the moment. Still looks really good. But now that all the effects are removed, I'm going to show you what it will look like. So you go to presets and you go to preset 3, which will make the area much more orangish tone. But then you go to cinematic options, you +1 on brightness, +1 on saturation, +1 on contrast, and that's it. Well, that's all I did for mine anyway. You could always change the eye adapt speed, the bloom threshold, and I sometimes like to add up on the sunlight and make the sky scale a bit higher. But that's just my personal opinion. But this is what it looks like thus far. It's very green, it's very grassy. It looks like what you would have imagined Whiterun to look like. The Gilder Green looks a little bit flunky, but that's because I haven't done that quest yet. I know it'll be pretty once I'm done. No Witcher decor. This mod makes everything, well, all the braziers or braziers. Ugh, that's a bit awkward to say, knowing the other word. They look awesome. And it's all high definition. And the fire that's in there looks great too. And let's go in the Dragon's Reach. This is where most games would crash. So if you go in the Dragon's Reach, no crash. So here's what it looks like here. I just went and got the Dragonstone for Farengar. And there's Delphine being a nosy. There's a name for her.
The terminology is clearly First Era or even... Ah, the Dragonstone of Bleak Falls Barrow.
Now there's
Seems you are a cut
Farengar.
above the usual brutes the Jarl
Insulting
sends my
and
way.
complimenting at the same time as always.
That is where your job ends and... My... So
There's
your
alchemy
information was correct
tables,
after
the
all.
enchanting
And we
tables,
have our friend here to thank for recovering
doors.
for
I
us.
think they didn't really
You went into
change that
Bleak Falls
much.
Barrow and
They
got
look
that?
alright.
Nice work. Just send me a copy when you
There's
get it.
Irileth mentioning that Miramone is near. Yeah, I know that wasn't funny. I'll stop. Let me take a seat. This is my character. Her name is Fiola. She's the one I'm playing right now. She's wearing her ebony mail, the two-handed weapon, and yeah. So let's go take a peek at my load order. Now, this load order is amazing. That's all I have to say. I love all the mods in it, and it's good for if you want a fun time. And best of all, it includes Inigo, which I haven't gotten to get yet. So we have the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition badge. Become a Bard, which is placed in Foundations because it was recommended in the Tribe of Odin's Discord server. We have Cheat Room, Diamond's Quick Start, the Parthenox Dilemma, Ordinator, Apocalypse Magic of Skyrim, then the patch for both of those so that they could work together. The Parthenox Dilemma is so you can not have to kill Parthenox and just say a few to Delphine. Dime's Quick Start does, it starts you off at the very end of the dungeon, but you don't get the equipment in the dungeon like Stormcloak armor or Imperial armor or any capes they may have if you have the mod. This one just starts you off in iron armor and an iron sword, and that's about it. Like a full set of those. Ordinator adds a bunch of perks. It has 400 of them. It's really good for if you want to play, let me say, more assorted varieties of characters other than the specific Seeky Archer. You got the Barbarian, one-handed, and shield. You could play spell swords. You could also do an unarmed build. It's just fun. Apocalypse will add more spells. It'll add about 155 with 31 per school. It also adds new effects and animations. You can create everything more balanced now, and they're lore friendly. It also adds more scrolls. The patch is just so both of them work properly together. Rebalanced level list makes the leveled list actually look more good. So it's here. Ever thought about how pointless it is to fight a dragon for 200 gold? No, that always irritated me because I get that amount from like a giant fight, and that's just from the giant itself, at least around 250, or a random bandit. But a dragon makes no sense. No sense. So it increases the amount of loot you get. The loot in the dungeon now makes more sense. It adds stuff like ores and stuff to the Nordic ruins. For the Falmer dungeons and Dwemer ruins, it'll add more Falmery type stuff and more Dwemer loot and all that stuff. Makes more sense. Wearable lanterns. This one adds a wearable lantern, obviously, as the name implies. You can attach it to your belt or carry it in your hand. You could also catch a torch bug and put it in an empty torch bug lantern and just walk around with that too. You could also use it with campfire if you wish to add, well, you can use lantern oil for your campfire and stuff, which also reminds me of Dragonstop, which I loved. It's so good. Thank you, Capcom. And I like the original theme song, so if you have the Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon version, you're not going to get into free as your main menu. Cloaks of Skyrim Now this one adds plenty of cloaks that you could equip to your character, as well as unique designs for stuff like white iron guards, windhelm guards, etc. Any factions. Cloaks of the Nords is a replacement mod which retextures all the cloaks in Cloaks of Skyrim to get a more Nordic element. It's heavily inspired and uses some of the elements from Designs of the Nords banner replacement mod. It's not complete, but it does really well. Like, look at that white round cloak, it's incredible. Summer Mist Enchantments of Skyrim. Now this one adds enchantments and you can buy them. They're inserted into random leveled lists. It's good. Enhanced lights and effects weathers. Now this one just tweaks the weathers a bit, makes a brighter sun, all that stuff. It's a weather mod, so it'll add fog weathers, make them more dense. Skyrim Flora overhaul retextures all the trees in the game and also adds a few new models. It also adds an LOD for the trees. Landscape fixes for grass mods. Now this one just corrects any landscape issues like clipping and stuff. So that's the primary goal. Anyway, it also improves grass performance. Well, not grass performance, but it improves performance work by removing the grass that isn't there. Well, that shouldn't be there or cannot be seen, so helps a lot. XB32 maximum skeleton and realistic ragdolls in force. Now this one is incredible. This one you could primarily use for animations and bodies that require a skeleton. They always recommend this one. There's also a version of this where you can get the TBBP animations or toggle better breast physics, I think it is, or body physics, something like that. I never use those because I dislike the fact that the animation keeps moving around in character creation, so I have to keep toggling it off or something, which is sad because I do like the animation, but I just don't like it in character creation. UMP body and face renewal. Now this one just adds the UMP body, as you can see by the picture. This one requires XB32. It also has the toggle better breast physics or body physics. I can't tell which one it is, sorry. It also comes with KYOE's Bang and Brows. Or is it Kyo's Bang and Brows? I'm unsure. Please don't bash me for that. The body mod is pretty. It's very glossy. I like it. Now, please remember to hard reset, so you hold down on the Xbox button once you close app on Skyrim, and then you relaunch it up. Some of these mods will require a hard reset, so you could do it all at once. Staves on back. Now this one does exactly as it says. It adds the ability to put staves on your back rather than just have the staffs spawn in. Just doesn't make sense. This one is an add-on that will add 4 new staffs that you can craft. Tamarielic textures, landscapes. This one makes the ground look very grassy. This one I love. The sand looks sandy. Anakin Skywalker hates it. You know, typical stuff. It also increases, it replaces the terrains, mountains, dirt cliffs, and the roads. The road looks incredible. I keep saying incredible. I'm sorry. I'm just running out of words to compliment these mods on, because they leave me speechless, if that makes sense. The original Sleeping Skyrim, as I said before, when I swapped out Stormlord in exchange for Old Kingdom, I did this because of the fact that this one already comes with Stormlord, and I had a bunch of extra space the moment that I removed Static Mesh Improvement, the full version. So I got to add in the Old Kingdom crafting overhaul, Glorious Story of Metal, the patches for the weapon overhauls for Cheat Room and USSCP. And yeah, these mods make it look realistic. No sleeve in Skyrim adds sleeves and pants to some of the armor sets. The Old Kingdom Dwarven Metal. Well, glorious Dwarven Metal. I apologize. This one takes out the overlapping components that are in Old Kingdom Armor Overhaul and the Old Kingdom Weapon Overhaul. And on top of that, it also retextures the Dwarven Metal on each of the mods. I put this on top of the crafting add-on because I like the way it already looks there. So I'm just hoping it doesn't retexture if I put it on top. I didn't want to do that. SMIM Essentials is the one that I swapped the full static mesh improvement mod for. And that's because Stone Spiral Gaming for assisting me with this part because I didn't know what I was doing here. Clever Char's SMIM Smelter Retexture. I love this. The smelter actually looks like it was built from the ground up rather than all solid in one piece, which wouldn't make sense for that time period. Like, why are they gonna have something completely solid? This one actually looks like it was made to smelt. Reminds me a lot of the old ovens and fireplaces. I like it. It matches the aesthetic. Witcher decor in high definition are the braziers, not sure still. Thank you, Wine Dave, for allowing him to port all these mods because they're incredible. There I go again. Sorry, they're amazing. And it retextures the Witcher decor mod and adds the textures in HD so they look lovely. Tamara retextured architecture. Now this is the one that I was primarily having issues with before, but Stone Spiral Gaming helped me out with the load order. And so did Oyat and Shadow in the group. So, thank you again. The mod retextures everything from like bridges to the Dormer Ruins, the mines, forts, Whiterun, Solitude. They're really pretty. Northern Shores. Now this one is just a beach, shore, and ocean floor texture. Makes the ground in there look really nice. There's lily pads, adds lily pads on top of the water. So it makes Skyrim a little bit greener, I like to say. Enhanced blood textures. It increases the blood amount during combat and kill moves. It also, when you're bleeding out, or when they're bleeding out, blood starts dripping. Enhanced blood textures darker, makes the blood for that mod much darker. Immersive Citizens AI Overhaul. This one makes the citizens interact a bit more. Now combat AI is also changed up, so they think more, if that makes any sense. This is the patch for ELFX, which is further down the load order. I wanted to leave it up here though because I didn't want to put it all the way down there. Natural Eyes replaces all the eyes in the game, and it's a really small mod. Replaces all the mods in vanilla with higher resolution textures. And it's really small, but it doesn't add any new eyes, it just replaces all the current ones. Agent 6's 6/6's long eyelashes. This one is a very small mod and it increases the lash size by about double, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit under. R246 concept, off to unknown's width slider. The eye depth slider now tilts the eyes rather than pushes them in or out. It also comes with 10 presets for Nords. And then Breton Imperial and Red Guards also get some presets. But they also have added some elf eye shapes to the sliders in general. It also comes with a few new colors for eyeshadow and lipstick and hair. That's good. Brows. This one adds eyebrows to the game. It makes them really realistic, really. It comes with several different variants. It's really good. I recommend if you're playing an elf character to use aesthetic elves. That's the head mesh for it, and it'll make it much of a more normal head shape. Because some of the elves have some really angry eyebrows, so this will help bring them back down a bit, and the pointy chins as well. Sala hair. This is a small mod, about 23.80 megabytes. This mod adds 30 hairs for women and 4 hairs for men. These are not converted hairs, so these are all custom created hairs. I love this mod because of the way that it adds 30 hairs for literally that little amount. It's really small, and all the hairs are really high quality too. I like the hairs. Bijin all-in-one. This one, well, Bijin means a beautiful person, I believe, and it's optimized. It only comes with 232.79 megabytes. Small, and it changes all these characters here. It changes Elisa, Adrian, Ayla, Anek, Aurania, Belival, Borgach, Belina, I always mess that up. Camilla, Carlotta, Delphine, Iola, Freya, Gerda, Grelka, Hulda, Idgrod the Younger, Ilya, Ingerd, Ingen, Iona, with the patch. Aerolith, Janassa, Jordis, with the patch. Carlia, Lisette, Lydia, with the patch. Maven, Mial, Morwin, Miri, Nyara, Raya, Ria, Rika, Sapphire, Sena, Silkia, Tari, Temba, Tanelia with the patch. Ugor? I've never met her in my game. Uthgerd, sure way you pronounce it. Vex with the patch, and Isolda, our local favorite Whiterun drug dealer. But it's really small. You gotta add the patch in if you want the sleep packages for Iona, Jordis, Lydia, Tanelia, Uthgerd, and Vex. Gotta make sure you do that. Redesign males, redesigns all the males in the game, so it makes them all look handsome. It adds body textures, face textures, and all that stuff. Now, this mod won't conflict with other mods that adds hairstyles, eye colors, brow scars, or presets, but it will conflict with texture replacers, so keep that in mind. Don't add any more texture replacers. They already have that, and you will already have that as the player character. RS Children Overhaul. Now this one retextures all the children, and it's really small, has basic clothing, and it edits the clothing as well because it uses the normal vanilla meshes for adults and stuff, and brings them down for child sizes. It changes all the children's faces, so on. It's really small, compact, and I actually used to use prior to this one These Kids Are Alright mod, but I like this one a bit more because of the size. Brings in Ice Serana. Now this one replaces Serana, Valerica, and Harkon with standalone assets, well, standalone versions and standalone assets that have unique bodies, faces, hair, and vampire eyes and fangs. These characters will look like the screenshots, so that picture you see right there is Serana. She's also compatible with amazing follower tweaks, so if you want her to change into a vampire lord, you could do that. Display enhancements is the one I was mentioning before, so it's on preset 3, and I increase saturation, brightness, and contrast by 1, I increase the sky scale by 1, and so on. Enhanced lights and effects. This one changes the way light sources work around here because I'm tired of seeing shadows where there isn't anything there. All light sources emit light, even the windows and interiors. It adds candle smoke, it adds water caustic reflection in some cells. It also adds a translucent effects to the market stands and imperial tents. More shadow lights in specific places. You get the gist. Enhanced lights and effects, exteriors. Now this does the same thing as the interiors mod, except for outside. It adds fake shadows to bridges, ships, boats. It also removes doesn't light landscape flag from many lights, so those lights around will be working now. Also adds a new friend, a few more lanterns and stuff. Yellow Effects Hardcore enhances the way these light up. This is the patch for SMIM, but I have the SMIM Essentials. I only got the SMIM patch just in case, because I still think it needs to be patched. Yellow Effects No Player Homes. Now this one affects all the player homes, and it changes the lights from working in there because I have a few house mods. Well, a house mod, and this is the Illinois Lake House, which I absolutely love because it looks incredible. There I go again with incredible. See? Amazing. Exasperous. No, probably not Exasperous. Exasperous sounds outrageous. Glamorous. It reminds me a lot of the house from The Bodyguard. Over Lake Tahoe? I don't know. Whiterun, the City of Trees. Now this one retextures Whiterun. Well, not retextures, but it adds a bunch of flowers. Well, not many, but adds some flowers. The buildings are overhauled. I apologize for that. That's my dog getting up. And adds a few textures. The Gilder Green also looks good. Dark Forest of Skyrim. This one adds 4,000 hand-placed flora. Trees, shrubs, mushrooms, all that stuff. It's pretty. It just adds a bunch of trees and stuff. I like it because I like my Skyrim to be full of trees. Trees add-on, as you can see, adds more trees, and then I have the LOD patch for it. This one adds trees from Enderall, I believe. Inigo. Everyone knows who Inigo is. Inigo is the best follower mod. I also like Kaiden. I can't use Sophia. Well, I like Sophia, but I don't use her that often. I think it's because I prefer Inigo and Kaiden, but Sophia is great too, for those who do use her. I like her sometimes, but I just don't like using her that much. Equality World Map Paper. No, Equality World Map Paper is really nice. It makes the map look pretty. I'll probably show you right now because the last mod is Color Patches Remover, which changes the it removes color patches and some might appear invisible. Here's the map mod. Now this map is high quality. I think it was custom made and hand drawn and stuff. It looks beautiful. I like it. I think this mod, this part right here is the Iris that's like right around here. Yep, it's right there. There's a third of the globe. Right there. Where we go and see party snacks. But anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys had fun. I know I did, even though my throat sort of hurts after talking for about half an hour. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.